Welcome back for game 3. Thank you for still joining us and hanging out. We're so glad you could be here. We're so glad we could bring this to you. Kangas, how you feeling after 2 games that are pretty quick, actually?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like there's a clear line between the teams that are really prepared coming into this week and the teams that might still have some stuff to work on. But I mean, so far the games have been super entertaining. I'm happy that we can bring this for everybody. I know I've been missing it. You've been missing it, Riv. I'm sure everyone in Twitch chat has been too. So it's great to be part of it.
Absolutely. It's been super fun already. This is going to be FlyQuest versus Immortals. And for Fly, this could be your easy win. And it only gets harder. And it is going to be pretty difficult for their schedule. TSM, then EG, then Dig. It's tough.
Yeah, that's pretty much 4 of the teams that are all in playoff contention right now. They don't have any of the easier teams below
Immortals,
them.
I should say. Yeah,
not many below them anyway, but we'll see if they're able to do it here against Immortals as we hop into pick and ban. Important to note, FlyQuest does own the head-to-head right now. They did take down Immortals the first game of the season, so that's something to work with.
That's right, and Revenge... See if he lives up to the hype here. We've been seeing a bit off and on for him. Aatrox week 7, 064, 064 on a Gangplank as well with the same score line. So let's see if he can get revenge. They say it usually doesn't feel as good, but I think it's going to feel good for him. And this is Revenge versus Alorum. And Alorum has been stepping up.
But with things coming back into the meta, there's a chance that FlyQuest can try some of those out. It's difficult when you're red side, though, because if you leave up Ornn, I'm assuming Immortals will lock that in. So we'll have to wait and see. If FlyQuest tries to take that away, they so far banned out some of these 80 carries. FLYA, Senna, who's now switched more to a supportive role, and Immortals, getting rid of those annoying supports. Yumi, Tomken, gone, but hey, we know he's not playing Aatrox.
Yeah, exactly. That's one. Maybe the Gangplank will be left up for him if they try to force him to it. We know he's a Ribbon player as well, something aggressive, so maybe getting him back onto that role. We've actually seen some Camille's coming out into that top lane recently. Before the break, especially. Ornn is going to be that one locked out. I'm sure you're happy to see that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense from FlyQuest. If you leave that up, Immortals will probably grab it. But because of this Kalista priority, and this is something that's been showing up more and more and more around the world, Immortals think it's worthy of that first pick, which leaves up another key pick right now, which is the set. There's a lot of other, top priorities out there right now that FlyQuest could grab. I think the set makes a lot of sense here. And then they could pair it with something. I still think the Misfortune's strong in the bot lane. I'm surprised that we haven't seen as many players actually going for that. But we'll see if FlyQuest prioritizes that next as well.
Looking at Revenge's stats there, 0, 6, and 9 for his only set play. He's rolling the dice. Oh no, 1, 4, and 5. So he does have 2 plays, but still kind of rolling the dice on that one. A very strong champion. And it's not that they're like, oh, I did bad on this last time, right? It's just the information of what they've been able to do, and now they're trying to work above and beyond that. Thresh, I love it. Well, I'm sure you do too. That's kind of my love in the bot lane as a support player. And Tarek could be locked in on the other side. Will we see the Zac for Immortals in that composition?
Yeah, the Zac plus the Tar combination. They have 2 go buttons then. And it's great to see that from the AD carry and the support. It's something that we don't get to see that often, but anytime Kalista is in the meta, you oftentimes seems her paired with these supports that like to go in. They like to be aggressive, but it's not going to be the Zac. That's a Nocturne locked in instead.
Super cool. I like that. All right, Potluck. All right, coach. Used to be coach, now player. I like this. Potluck is always... I've always kind of had my eye on him as an interesting kind of player that comes back into the league. Not many do after kind of that coaching aspect or analyst type aspect of what he did. So really cool to see him back in, and the champion pool that he brings to the table is really, really cool.
Yeah, I have not seen anybody else play Nocturne this year, so this is definitely a unique pick. But it looks like FlyQuest are not convinced that that's actually going to the jungle. They're banning out the Olaf still, and I know that there's one particular LEC caster who likes to play this champion mid lane. Maybe they're thinking that couldn't be a jungle Nocturne.
What's his name? Vedius? Something like that?
I think it was Flexius? I don't know. He's got a lot of relatives. Something. It's easy to get them confused.
Cool dude. Yeah, you everyone, you think of one, it's the other. It happens. So a few more seconds on this, and you're right. They do think it's the jungle. The Trundle band coming in there, and we see an Azir coming in from Immortals to take away from Triple. Triple had, before the break, I'm pretty sure we were in a game, yeah, they lost against Cloud9, but he was 7, 4, and 3 on that LeBlanc, and this was our showcase match, I believe, and he was just going off. It was really awesome to watch.
But I can't imagine LeBlanc actually doing too well into the Nocturne. The Nocturne has the only the self spell shield.
That you don't want that pick.
Yeah, so
you want triple in general.
The more I think about it, the more I actually like this Nocturne mid, but it's going to depend on what FlyQuest lock in. I think this is wise. Grab your AD carry before you show what your mid laner is going to be, because then you know if this Nocturne is going mid or if it's actually going to be in the jungle. So the Kai'Sa, it's been falling out in top priority a little bit with the introduction of Aphelios, Senna, champions like that, but with those taken off the table, it still pairs well with the Thresh, who offers a lot of CC.
Karma? Good. 1 second left on the clock, and they're going to lock down the Karma. So is that actually a jungle with Karma top, Karma mid? What are we doing here, Immortals? I'm excited, and we will have to see. I mean, maybe they're just taking pages out of the Huni book, and that's going to be a Karma top. We'll see.
The more I look at it, the more I think there's a chance that this is a funnel comp. If they're trying to funnel onto a Nocturne, this is definitely a champion that if you can get a level 6 quickly... Oh, okay. What? So, okay, let's try and digest this a little bit. Rek'Sai jungle, Nocturne mid, I would assume, and then the Karma going top lane with the Kalista and the Taric bot side. But they could always throw us for a loop and do something completely random. This is going to be hard for FlyQuest to decide what to do. I mean, it's difficult to draft against something that Immortals has, where this is so out of the blue, so off the books, but they're going for the Syndra.
Wow, I feel like that Nocturne tears Syndra apart, especially if you can get to her early game, if that's going to be mid lane. We'll see how they change it. Obviously, the Nocturne can go top. Shield against Set would be pretty nice. But those early W procs, if you can just get onto Syndra and take her down. Looks like it is going to be the APs, casters versus each other with Karma versus Syndra. You're close, though. You're close.
But again, this is a lot of AAD damage on Immortals. Karma's not going to be doing a lot of DPS in the AP department. So Fnatic has a pretty easy build here. As a Sejuani, you just grab as much armor as possible. And this is the second time now that I've made that critique of a team. It did not work out well for me against the Cloud9 draft. So I'm going to hold my cards a little bit here before I say that I don't like it. But it's just something to note. It's important to realize that if FlyQuest just build full armor and just try and survive this Nocturne burst along with the Rek'Sai, they can turn these fights around.
I believe it. Let's see if it can happen. We are going to, as Champion Select is now over, we are going to take that 5-minute break so we can get into the game, compete, keeping the competitive integrity. We'll see you here after this. Welcome back, all you beautiful people. We are here for Game 3. It's FlyQuest versus Immortals. I'm Riv. I'm joined by Kangas. We're about to get live in this League of Legends match. And even with the last 2 games, Steve, it's still been too long since we had League.
It has been way too long, and this feels good to have League back in my life. And I'm excited that we had such good games to start off the day with, and now we get this crazy comp coming out of Immortals. This is completely out of left field at first, but the more you were digging around, Riv, you actually noticed this isn't Alorm's first time playing Nocturne this split.
That's right. He has played it back in, what was it, Week 4, Nocturne 3-2-5 versus Evil Geniuses, and in Week 2 versus Cloud9. Both of those games were victories, and the Week 2 Cloud9 game was against a set. Go figure.
So it seems to be a counter into this matchup. And I mean, when we think about it, there's not many tools that Set has to get away from the Nocturne. So if Alorm's able to time that spell shield correctly, avoid the Haymaker from Revenge and all that damage coming in, you throw out that Fear, the Tether, and you're probably getting a kill. But look at FlyQuest. Cheeky little early game here. Oh, forcing the spell shield.
W to start. Yep. So I actually like that by FlyQuest. We don't see too many teams do it. They came down from that top left brush. Now, if you're to put somebody in tri-brush, they are, as Alorm was, in the river brush. And you come down from top brush in lane, there's a sliver of Fog of War you can come into. We've seen a lot of teams do it in LEC a few years ago or last season. But you try to walk back to your turret and someone's right there. That's why we see most people walk down now, because there can be more people than what you saw in that top lane. It gets kind of scary.
They didn't get any summoner spells, but I think it's still worth doing that kind of play, like you said, Riv.
Exactly.
Just forcing that spell shield to come out means that Revenge should theoretically have a better lane early on here. There won't be the option for Alorm to really hard push out that lane. So you should be able to hit that level 2 a little quicker, maybe try and capitalize on that window that you have to make something happen.
Oh, we saw this. Now I can't remember what team did it. It was absolutely amazing. I believe it was an Academy as well. We were watching the showcase. JJ's going down low. Almost gets taken out. No turret shots coming from there. Oh, the Ignite goes down. They get the Summoner out at JJ, as well as the Flash. Hex Flash there, though, and Summoner heal on both sides. What an early fight.
JJ has to flash, tries to throw out that Ignite to answer, but yeah, the double dazzle from Gate was beautiful to watch here. I thought that they might actually have a kill onto JJ, but with no Ignite of their own, they're not able to find that, but that still puts them in a great position in this early laning phase here. So Immortals, with that push on the bot side, that should answer some of the pressure that they theoretically would lose top.
Looking back, just to make sure it wasn't them, because I've seen that play happen before. And I'm not seeing the Taric for Immortals back with Callista, but I just had super deja vu when that happened right now. Revenge and Alorm going back and forth. See the bone plating getting procced off there as he has leveled up. Basically all 3. Probably has that Terrify as well now. But this also is something to think about when you have a Nocturne in-game. We see how it actually is working here. There's a W on the Haymaker. So kind of how we thought that would play out, discussing it beforehand. But with a Nocturne in-game, Kangas, you have to ward a bit differently.
Yeah, he can engage on you from such a long range, and if he's able to keep pushing Revenge into this turret like he is so far in this early game, that means that Triple's going to be on triple threat right now in the mid lane. He's got to be worrying about when he's pushing too far forward, or even if he's under his own turret. I mean, Syndra doesn't have many options to disengage here, so you got to be careful as Triple. Very, very watchful of when the top laner is no longer there and when you have to back off. It looks like there's a little skirmish on the bot side.
Absolutely. We are on a nature walk, and it seems both teams are also heading into the jungle for their own nature walk.
You ever notice that valley up there on the top left? I've never actually paid attention to this before. It's quite beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. To the right, I'm not sure if it's in tournament, but the FPX trophy for the world champions as well. And mid lane's getting pressured a bit. We see Triple having to back. It looks like ults did not get fired off there just yet. So zooming back into the game here as we have it. Triple and Insanity in the mid lane. 25-19. So a few of those to be cleaned up here at the turret, but getting pushed back by those inner flares and whatnot as we sink back into the game here.
But look at what Alorm's able to do here against Revenge. This is so hard for this set to actually deal with. Oh, I thought Game might have actually flashed in there. He's waiting with bated breath, but here's the plan on the top side. Fnatic, he wants to catch him. They get the stun, but Potluck's here to answer. Revenge gets a double stun. I think FlyQuest might win this one. Alorm's got to run away. And no kills at the end of the day.
Yeah, seems like they give up right away. The minions aren't really in a spot that are going to be lost or taken. Maybe Revenge does feel he's like losing too much of the turret there. Turret shot for Insanity. Things are getting haywire here in this game as they just continue to fight, back off, take bits of damage, blow some summoner spells, and then get back in. I'm not sure who this favors just yet, but we will have to see as that first big fight breaks out. Trying just to the side of the minion to grab Altec, and he cannot get him. As we hop back, I believe, to our main observer here.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's tough to know because, yes, there have been kills, but Immortals, they're getting themselves some slight leads here. On the bot side, Altec is constantly pushing in Mash and JJ. And because Fnatic shows top side, it just says, okay, hey, no one's going to come and answer this. Let's just keep doing it. Just keep pushing them under their own turret. And meanwhile, also on the top side, Hot Luck has been getting a jungle advantage for himself. This is what you expect from a Rek'Sai into the Sejuani. Rek'Sai can just clear these camps faster, so nothing too surprising there. But if Immortals can keep these small little objectives going, that will net them bigger objectives later on.
A little bit of a roam from Insanity, do some ward clears. Overall, one of our, it's chaotic, but one of our quieter games in terms of people going down here in the beginning. We almost saw a quick kill onto JJ and Mash. And it's good to see they have survived being down summoner spells and still able to hold strong in this lane. Especially one of the more aggressive lanes we've been seeing. 53 to 38. We see where that early aggression is affecting them, but not going down feels good in that instance when they were both almost down to about 100 health each.
But Immortals don't have to get the kill. They just have to create this pressure bot lane. They already have to push mid, so they get the free dragon. Potluck's able to take this, and FlyQuest are not able to spot it out. So already Immortals finally getting a little more sizable of a lead, but look at the play bot.
What a sick hook. What a play. Oh, JJ's coming up big. It's the simple fundamental play. No minions at the turret. Follow up with crowd control. JJ flays the last of the minions with the help of Mash's barrage, and they get the hook in. I love seeing simple stuff like that. You're playing against people who are professionally there for a reason. You're still able to get inside their head. That's the fun stuff.
Yeah, and they also get 2 summoner spells out too. That's Barrier down for Altec and Heal down for Gate. So suddenly Altec and Gate were feeling really strong, like they could win any 2v2. Yeah. But now they got to be careful because there's a potential that FlyQuest could actually look for more plays on them in the future. But look at topside. Oh no, Revenge walks way too far forward. Alorm's got the ultimate. He can do so much damage to Revenge.
And the minion wave was there too. Revenge taking quite a bit. Bramble Vest for him. So he's trying to stop Alorm if he has this scepter to heal up with, but Alorm's able to just cut through, and those passive attacks are just shredding as well if there's any minions around, and a little extra damage to Revenge himself.
And it's great to see these new top lane matchups play out, because I didn't get to see the Nocturne versus Set last time when Immortals pulled us out against Cloud9, but it's going exactly how you anticipated, Riv. But play mid lane. Insanity has to flash and also use that shield to get away to safety.
So they're trying. FlyQuest looking for a few openings. They already have kill number 1 to their name. That's going to be from Mash. A little bit of a play onto Altec. 0, 1, and 0 for him. Barrier, is he getting a few heals and heal from Gate in that summoner spell? And still getting themselves into trouble. So that usually happens when you feel like you're just dominating a lane. You got in there, you blew their flashes to start, but you're another 6-7 minutes in, everything's up, and you have to start respecting the people you're playing against. A red buff for Fnatic, and he may make a trend towards top side. Hard to gank the Nocturne, but they'll give it a try.
Gotta try and hit level 6 as quickly as you can here, because we already see Potluck has been level 6 for about a minute now, so eventually Fnatic will have to get there too. But it's a tough position to be in. I mean, your bot lane's constantly pushed in, but you also kind of have to babysit Revenge, who's really struggling in the 1v1 against Nocturne. But considering that, still doing a great job. Up in CS by a full wave and has been able to control the waves in a pretty impressive fashion here. So this allows Fnatic hit level 6, says, okay, I trust your Revenge. I'm going to path down towards the bot side because look at this juicy push that Immortals have.
We'll head up. See if they can actually catch on to Fnatic here if they have the blue buff timings on correctly. And it looks like they may actually just sway to go over for Vision here, but also to put pressure on triple in mid so they can't head up to the Rift Herald. A little bit of map movement for Immortals.
They don't fully commit Altec and Gate up towards that objective. I don't think they need to, honestly. They already have the push. Insanity's able to catch that mid wave, and Yeah, Fnatic's on the bot side of the map. I'm not sure if Immortals knew that Fnatic was down there, so they might just be willing to go for this fight if he is around, but he says, okay, I'm just going to give that over to you. We'll get the push bot side, but it's not exactly the play the FlyQuest need right now. They're still behind in CS on the bottom half of the map. Altec's been CSing so well, constantly pushing Mash, and level 7, so a full level up over the Kaisa. Eventually, FlyQuest, I'd like to see them make another play. I mean, they got that first blood bot side, they reset, and Mash gets this completed item here, so theoretically, they should be able to go for more aggressive plays now.
This would be a huge win for FlyQuest. Coming in, I kind of misspoke saying this was a FlyQuest sitting at 7-7. They're one of the teams that is kind of compact in that what could be ties, what would be ties 1 through 6, that we'll see come time playoffs. If FlyQuest can get this win, they're looking at 100 Thieves, Liquid, and Golden Guardians. And a few of those are still a back and forth. Possibly a win over Golden Guardians as they didn't have a very good game today, but
I mean, I echo your sentiment.
Put themselves back into playoff position.
I think that this is the easiest team that they have to go against, considering that they own the head-to-head, and the only other team that's, you know, similar in the same team, Liquid, also at 7-7. So FlyQuest definitely have probably the hardest end of season strength of schedule, so a win here would feel great for them. But Immortals, they want to separate themselves from the pack. They're still clumped up with these 7-7 teams. They haven't really guaranteed a spot in the playoffs by any measure. They're tied for 5th, but they're also technically tied for 7th right now, so they're looking for a play here on a triple.
Oh, Potluck gets himself out of that situation by dodging the ultimate coming in from Sejuani, but Fnatic could follow up with one more flail kill. Ultimate goes down. Potluck gets a little bit heal in. He's going to get that distance, but the flail comes down. That's the kill. Set coming in as he showstoppers. Another kill going over onto Gate. And a back and forth means FlyQuest pull out into the lead with a 2-0 fight.
Beautiful play from FlyQuest there. They get the better teleport flank from Revenge. Alorm doesn't even use the ultimate to try and, you know, cause chaos during that fight. And it's the perfect timing too. Dragon's up, so FlyQuest not only get the kills, get that gold income, but now they should be the first team today to actually even up a dragon count. So far, it's been entirely swinging in one team's favor, but FlyQuest, they're starting to mount the comeback.
This will be for Fnatic. We will figure out what 2 could be a part of our rift, or what will be our rift, since this is the 3rd one coming up here. I'm guessing Infernal. It is Infernal. Ooh. And we get that on there. So it's going to be a bit more damage, and damage is great for both of these teams, honestly. You got some fighters on both sides. Altec now switches to the top side with Gate. Looks like we'll have a match here, but Immortals is on the ball a little bit quicker. They said, hey, we're falling behind. We need to dictate the map a little bit and see if it works.
And yeah, FlyQuest is way behind on this play. They don't even have anyone bot side to answer Alorm's push either. So this is Immortals getting sudden control over top and bot side. They dropped the Shelly. Yeah, this is going to be first turret.
Oh, they got it just in time. Nicely done. Picture perfect. Drop 2 plates. Shelly's going to walk forward as Immortals now gets to clear the jungle. Turret down. They took a plate and bought 6 plates to their name with 5 down on the top side. Another minute and a half to do so in mid. But with Rift Herald used, it looks like they're just trying to set up bushwhacks here. No, they're a bit behind on that gold. Not even gold now. Just kind of on the map positioning and see if they can get a fight out of that.
And that's the thing. It's about the global pressure that they just created by taking that first turret. Yeah. The gold isn't actually that big
now it feels better.
Of a swing, yeah. But now they don't have to worry about this top lane ever pushing in on them pretty much. They can just have priority up there innately. And the biggest thing that I noticed from that also, Alorm on the bot side controlled the wave. He didn't just push it in onto Revenge. He let a lot of his own minions die in the middle of the lane so he could soak up that solo XP and get ahead of Revenge on the CS. Now this whole wave's going to push in. He's going to be about a wave and a half up over Revenge here, which will feel great as the Nocturne. Just denying some extra XP to Revenge and get that extra gold income for yourself over your opponent. But Revenge actually roaming around here. We'll see. No, just wants to get some deep vision down. Make sure that he's not going to get ganked in this bottom lane.
So finished item in Ludens means great clearing for Insanity here, so he can keep that wave pushed in. Triple's obviously opted as Syndra for that early pen and boots, so his Ludens isn't quite finished. You can unleash that much power. You want some penetration. So goodbye as he moves throughout the lane. And we'll have to see how that counters. I wonder if Insanity starts getting a bit more of a roam on. His teleport was recently used. So if he can start getting in these fights, Karma Shields are kind of underrated.
And that's the thing about Immortals composition that we just forgot about from the beginning based on how normal this game has actually felt. Like, nothing crazy has been happening based on the draft, but this is a very odd draft here. This Karma in the mid lane hasn't been able to control Prio as much as I expect. Yeah, to try and get elsewhere around the map and help out, but we don't expect the action to go mid when there's a Karma in lane. We expect her to be able to just control that and then group around these objectives.
Right.
That's where the fight happened last time, around that dragon, so I definitely expect that to happen again around the second Rift Herald here. We even see both teams setting up for it right now.
A bit of vision on the backside for FlyQuest to see if they can actually get themselves to the front. Alltech and Gator are able to protect that. Let's see if Potluck have any way to get in. He's already in there for himself.
Lorm's looking for it.
Quick fight on the bot. He's got the cuts going in. He feels good. His healing is going to be up, but reduced a little bit by that Brambles Vest. So nice buy by Revenge to make sure he's like, I can regen, but you're definitely going to be attacking real fast, and I want to cut that down.
And that's the thing about this composition that we mentioned right away. It's pretty much all 80 damage, so all FlyQuest has to do is build armor, and they should be fine.
That's a lot of damage. That's like 800 damage across 2 people right there with 1 Soul Flare. Holy moly. Gotta watch out for Insanity's damage. They're able to heal a bit back up. I want to say Gate take that so you can figure out what's going on the other side. He's like, he knows what he's doing. He's the lifeguard. Oh, holy macaroons. Yeah, Triple's feeling it now. He's going to have to be in a safe spot, and Insanity has blue buff. He can keep whipping this damage out, and he doesn't even have boots yet. This is just the upgraded and mantra Q.
And yeah, no one's building magic resist on the side of FlyQuest because of all the 80 threat, but we forget how much a Karma can actually hurt if you go full AP.
Uh-oh, we're gonna absolutely see. It could be a glass cannon Karma, just 2 rings to keep a little bit of HP there. And it's going to be another Rift Herald going over the side of Immortals. They were able to drop top lane. Plates are down, so it's not gonna matter as much anymore, just opening up the map here, but you do want to get that global resource for your team. It looks like a Lorm will easily
Revenge needs to
pick this up. A quick slice, dice. Wait, turret's already taken. That's going to be almost a fully heated turret as they try to get on. Oh! The ultimate coming in. Oh my god, a Lorm coming up huge! The rest of the team trying to come in to dodge this one. Lorm gets into the fight as he throws down the ultimate. And that's because they're pushing top. He wanted to keep them in focus so the team could get Rift Herald down and start taking down the second tiers.
That was so aggressive from a Lorm, but I love to see it from a player. He played that dive so well, and then like you said, he just bought time. I mean, him just existing on the bot side and just distracting FlyQuest allows them to get 2 extra turrets topside with that Herald. They can still push for this inhibitor later on, and FlyQuest, really all they answer with is a turret of their own and then this dragon, so they can get to that dragon soul a little quicker, but with an exposed inhibitor and a Lorm already doing pretty well in the 1v1 on the side lane, it's going to be really hard for them to track where they are safe on the map nowadays.
Now they've taken the lead. FlyQuest doing what no team has been able to do today. Come up hard on the red side. We'll see if they can keep it up. The gold is pretty much even with all these fights 4-0. The amount of plates and turrets that Immortals has been able to work through like a hot knife through butter here, 17.5 minutes in. And it's FlyQuest not too far behind. Yeah. They just have to be able to get these fights in a position where they're the ones taking turret downs and not just chasing the dive.
And a lot of their priority that they did have in the early game, that lead that they got, was through the bot side. It was Alltech pushing in, getting that CS advantage, but hey, let's catch up on that. MASH is pretty much even in CS, now just 10 behind because of that wave that Alltech just pushed up. Yeah. But with those 2 kills, it really doesn't feel like that. He does have the Man Immune completed, and he's building towards what I assume will be another Rage Blade here. And yeah, MASH is going to be doing just fine. He's not feeling as far behind anymore. And that's the big thing for FlyQuest that's making them feel good in this game. They could also look for a play here on the bot side. Triple, he lands a stun, but oh, Potluck's there. Fnatic's got to be careful.
Radiance possibly. We'll see what they do.
War comes in. Revenge, does he want to look for it? Yeah, there's the Cosmic Radiance, but he flashes, commits to the engage. He can't lock down Alltech, but the attention is now onto Alltech. He goes down. Potluck does get away, but FlyQuest find 1 member. And they haven't lost a single life this game. They have been willing to pull the trigger, and they're coming back. They had a slight gold deficit early on, but that's long gone.
They smell blood in the water. As soon as they thought they might have a chance, Alltech again stepped up way too far. Without that much knowledge on the map, they only have the bot side warded, and that's even close to them, right? So as soon as you see those wards, if you're pushed up to your enemy's turret, they have a long lane to chase you down. So a little too secure in their positioning when they really don't have that kind of control over the map on the bot side. They took down second tier top, so I can see why they feel that way. But FlyQuest said no way.
The gold's still dead even though. It's like no matter what plays happen, no matter who wins
Right?
out, it's no one wins at the end of the day, Riv. It's still such a close game, and I'm really happy that we at least get one of these after the first two that we had to witness. So I'm happy that Immortals and FlyQuest both stepping up right now, both bringing their A game for Academy LCS.
Yeah, it's a really good point too, because I get a chance to reiterate that. Like, Immortals continues to win those fights where they're already at a turret. FlyQuest is getting these fights where Immortals is at their turret, so it never results in anything big. It has been an Infernal in an Ocean, but not these structures they need to break down to push their wards forward. So maybe FlyQuest now can get in the mid lane, find that fight against Immortals where their minion waves are ready to take down.
But this is the big moment for FlyQuest. They have the Rage Blade completed on MASH, so they do have a key item power spike ahead of what Immortals has been able to get. They also have the Trinity Force completed on Revenge now, so between those two items being completed, they actually should have more control over Summoner's Rift. I mean, it always comes down to execution, but when you just look at stats on paper, they're feeling really strong right now, so that's why we see them confident to just push up mid, take that mid turret, establish control around here. I imagine someone will eventually get this top turret, and then they'll try and get vision control around the top jungle to make sure that there's no shenanigans from Insanity looking to sneak that Baron with the Callista, who's very strong at taking that.
Yep. We'll push up a little bit more. Always attention paid to the open inhibitor on the top side of the map. It looks good for FlyQuest right now, but that can cause a lot of trouble as soon as somebody gets there with damage. Teleport Insanity, teleport for Alorm. I could see Alorm trying to do a Mission Impossible and take that down if Immortals has a fight across the map. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Shirelia's Reverie, first buy for JJ. Not a usual first item you would see. It's like 2, 3 maybe if you're down there with some tank items, but they want into these fights, and that says it 100%.
Well, see, this is the trick, Riv. You know, you can
go
or
away from these fights, to be honest.
You can also run away.
Yeah.
I mean, if this Nocturne ults on top of you and commits to the ult, boom, run as far back into your own jungle as you can. Suddenly, Alorm's like, oh, wait, where did I go? I'm this deep in enemy territory? Whoops. And then you can just blow him up. So multiple uses, but yeah, it's a definitely unique pick here for JJ. I'm curious how he's going to choose to use it.
Funny. I haven't seen that item so much, and I'm like, they're just going in. Oh, running away. This is
see, as a support player, I'm like, no, Riv. There's multiple uses here. The real strat is to just be a coward.
Never. Especially on Thresh. Oh, I wanted it there. I wanted it there. We'll see, like, Muramana finished up here on the side of MASH. Quite some time, so he's got damage. Hurricane on the other side for second item on Alltech, and we are getting ready for that dragon fight. We will see who gets the second Infernal, and if we tie it up here at Soul Point, it could be MASH and team starting it and finishing it. Fnatic's trying to hold his passive to get a burst in damage, and they will take it down with no resulting fight. Yep,
FlyQuest, good job controlling that area, not allowing Immortals an avenue to really get in. Immortals would have just had to probably use Alltech ultimate, maybe pair that with the Nocturne to just try and create chaos and then go for a really aggressive engage. But here we go, FlyQuest find theirs.
And it's like that, taken away.
Never mind.
I'm gonna wait for the Tom Kench Callista, right? We've seen that a few times. I'm sorry, Callista. Yeah, Tom Kench.
Yeah, that one's the most frustrating to play against by far. I don't know if there's a lane that I hate more than those two together.
Mm-hmm. I played against a Zillion Tom Kench.
All right.
That was really, really bad. And it's not even that you're slowed down, is that he speeds up Tom Kench.
You can't get away from the tongue.
No, ever. Oh my word. And he has bombs on him. Nope.
Yeah,
it's a real
pairing Zillion with any kind of tank support that can just run at you is annoying. But I mean, hey, at least it's not like the Thresh Callista, you know, the ability to just jump around everywhere. There's so many combinations. I mean, if we really get into it, the Callista is just an 80 carry that can pair well with so many supports, but it makes sense with Gate right now.
It is.
You can throw this guy in, he's got the Cosmic Radiance, and that's what they've been doing, but they haven't done as much as I've expected. It seems like they've just been allowing FlyQuest to go for more of the engages and trying to play a kind of counter engage strategy. But with the Nocturne, I want to see them be a little more proactive. Throw out that paranoia, make sure that no one on FlyQuest can actually see what's happening, and then utilize Alt-Tech Engage to actually find the fight.
Oh my word, a showstopper immediately onto Alt-Tech. Can Revenge keep this fight going? Facebreaker's not going to catch anybody. Oh my word, the Haymaker coming through with a bit of damage. Holy moly, this is flying from Triple and Revenge. They are two people you do not want to stand in front of.
Yeah. Oh, they even find more. Insanity goes down to FlyQuest, find 3 right around the Baron. This should be an objective for them. All Immortals can do is try and push the bot side to answer, but if you're FlyQuest, you take this trade any day of the week.
Come on. Again, the story of the day, Kangas. One team is firing on all cylinders every game. TSM, Cloud9, now FlyQuest. Holy moly. And we've almost gotten some pretty perfect games here with the amount of kills to death that we've been seeing from each team. Now 8-0 here for FlyQuest. And look at that. JJ 0, 0, and 5. As it should be.
Yeah, no deaths on the support. No deaths on anybody on the side of FlyQuest right now. They get that Baron. They're able to stop the push from Immortals on the bot side. And again, they're the team that's just willing to pull the trigger. They find somebody that's caught out. They commit to that member with multiple people. We saw triple flash to get that the stun from Syndra along with the unleashed power to just unload onto Alt-Tech, and that's all it takes, you know, just catch out one member and then FlyQuest can win the ensuing fight. And time and time again, Immortals have not been willing to answer that. If you just throw out a paranoia, that might stop FlyQuest from actually committing to that fight, because they're like, okay, we can't see anything, we don't know where they're gonna engage on us from. But I don't know if I've seen a Lorem use that once.
You haven't really seen any of the disruption taking effect for FlyQuest. As soon as you get that paranoia out, you at least kind of get the team to react. Oh my word, the hook over the wall. JJ's finding everything right now. So awesome on the Thresh. Gets the ignite down and the team follows up for another.
That was beautiful over the wall from JJ. This player's really coming into his own in this game. He's had a couple clutch hooks throughout the match against Immortals, and that one in particular should net them this mid turret. Oh, he goes for another.
No, he's fishing now. Why not?
He's feeling it. He's feeling the groove. They also get the bot turret. This is huge for FlyQuest.
And there it is, Immortals.
Oh.
Yeah, Immortals Lorem tries to go on the solo mission as we see the fight towards the boss side. Cosmic Radiance coming down. Quickly spit out from the Fates Call. Potluck is still alive as he goes on to Mash nearsighted now as it comes down. The Paranoia teleport from Lauren King is taken.
Can't get onto him. The Kais is still alive. Finally, Alt-Tech's able to take him down, but it's way too late. Everyone from FlyQuest is showing up. Ooh. They'll take the ace. Actually, it's just Insanity left alive, who they were able to pick from before, but still.
He was definitely dead.
He was already dead, everybody. FlyQuest will get everything for that one. They take the bottom turret, and they're going to take the mid turret as well. Again, Lorem, he tried that time. He teleported deep behind, threw out the Paranoia, but he couldn't take down Mash. That was such a clutch Zonia's. I was thinking it earlier. When I look at a Nocturne, Zonia's is such a good item, and I love that Mash actually went for that. You still have the AP scaling to make use of it, and that just stopped everything Lorem tried to do there.
You know what? We talk about Immortals having the trick up their sleeve. They haven't used Paranoia. They haven't really had the full fight, a good Fates Call, kind of the trickery of denying a kill. Then, like you said, you get it out of Mash, something you weren't even expecting the whole time. But they have such a surplus from the way they've been playing the game that, yes, he does have a full Zanya's coming in 26 minutes in for that fight.
Whew.
Stuff you usually don't see. Let's see what they got here.
I want to remind everybody in Twitch chat who I assume will be questioning the Nocturne pick here for Immortals. A reminder, this does have 2 wins for them earlier in the season.
Absolutely.
They clearly know how to play this. It just feels like they're not finding the right plays
was a win
this
against
time.
Set.
Yeah, and it was already played against Set, beat that one, but Revenge has played the early game so well, and at this point, I don't know if Immortals can kill anybody. Just the Zonias alone is armor on the side of Mash. We see Fanatics building armor. We see Revenge built armor. And, I mean, who's going to be doing the damage on Immortals? Maybe Insanity can try and blow up somebody. But outside of that, I'm not seeing a lot of options for Immortals, especially now with Supers pushing mid, Supers pushing bot. They got to find a miracle play here.
Yeah, I think the thing that mattered as well in those last games that they were able to pull the Nocturne out was they had a Kled in the mid lane, which went 8, 2, and 6, but a Syndra Leona bot. So you have damage of follow-up, right? Here it's a Karma where you're a bit between both, and you don't want both. You want to heavily index on that damage. coming into that. And then in the other one was even a Zoe, which went 4-0-5. So they had so much more impact coming from the mid lane. And it's not that he's playing the Karma bad. He got pushed out, couldn't really participate in fights, and now Karma can't do much as is at this point.
Yeah, you just got to think about what your win condition is going to be for Immortals. When you have this supportive mid laner Karma, yeah, you can do some burst, but other than that, you're really just providing more utility for the team. Who's going to be the hard carry? I'm looking at Altec. I'm looking at Alorm on the top side. And yeah, the early game went well, but here we go. This is the play that they need. Cosmic Radiance plus Paranoia. They actually take down Triple, but Revenge on the flank. He tries to lock multiple members down and does so much damage there. Mash is just free firing as this Kaisa. They should be able to take down Potluck, and they do. It's just Altec and Insanity left alive, but FlyQuest will chase them down. A quadra kill. Is it the penta kill? Mash showing up huge for FlyQuest, and they'll take the game.
Absolutely amazing stuff. A pentakill to cap the game, coming back in week 8. This is what we needed. A cherry on the top of missing a week of League. Academy's back. LCS soon to follow in the week, ladies and gentlemen. And FlyQuest is going to take the win over Immortals.
What a way to close out the day for FlyQuest. We are saying this is a must-win game, essentially. They're now 6-9 of the standings.
Oh, my word.
Playoff dream still alive. And they have tougher teams ahead of them too.
That's huge.
That's
right?
huge.
Holy
and
moly.
this kind of win will feel great for them. They're able to weather the storm of Immortals and punch back, giving us our first essentially comeback. I mean, they were slightly behind in the early game, lost that first dragon, but they came back. That's amazing to see from FlyQuest.
And they were on the two-game loss streak, right? It was Evil Geniuses and Cloud9 that were able to thwart them last week. They come into week 8 with a win. 100 Thieves next. Liquid and Guardians, too, that they possibly take down, especially with
just
the
3 more to go.
And Immortals may have gotten the caster curse. We come in saying this could be the easiest of their games coming through the end, but I'm putting an X on that one. They moved to 7 and 8 now. And they really have to look to pick up the final portion of these games, which I don't think I'm too worried about for a team like Immortals. They obviously are going to right themselves, and a lot of this, as we spoke out through the game, kind of, I think, led to draft not offering them what they could to create windows of opportunity to get an advantage.
But again, all these teams that are in that clump, like you said, Riv, every loss, you feel it. 7 and 8 now. TSM just got their win. That was another team that was 7 and 7. Now 8 and 7. So there's a bigger gap between those two. I mean, we still got to see what happens with Liquid later on today against Evil Geniuses. But Immortals, they got a lot to look at from that game and think, okay, what was our draft? What was our win condition? And how can we shore that up? They're now 2 and 3, or 2 out of 3 with a Nocturne. You know, that's still not a terrible loss percentage.
Right?
67. I'll take it.
It's something I'd still pick and rank, right? You feel good going in. Absolutely. All right. So we are going to take a quick break now, but when we return, it is going to be Counter Logic Gaming looking to take down Dignitas. Don't go anywhere.